Louisiana in the room. World elite. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Yeah, from the bayou to the booth, we loud on the ride with the ace dealing. Got the mic for the title, Triple J Jordan with the play-by-play, fire rock, hard blame. Bring the heat up higher, Mr. Sensational, Gary got the crowd in motion. Four voices synced up like a wave in the ocean. We talk that rest and every show get framed. One podcast, one squad, remember the name when the lights go. We bring the facts in the flesh, say it one more time. If you're locked in, you're there. World Elite Podcast. Say the name, World Elite Podcast. We bring the noise, we bring the game. World Elite Podcast. From Louisiana to your feet. World Elite Podcast. Four voices, one creed. World Elite, World Elite. World Elite Podcast. Yeah, we on deck.
Hey guys, welcome back to World Elite Podcast, presented to you by our family at the Debate Network. I'm your host, Mr. Sensational, Gary, and we have half of the core four this week. Dylan and Jordan are on vacation this week, so it's just me and Blaine. So we're ready for a good show. Blaine, go ahead. Introduce yourself. How are you doing this week, man?
Hey, man, you can breathe yet, bro. You sound like you had a funeral or something right now. Hey,
Trying to get the nerves out.
I got you. Don't feel bad. I was the same way when I kicked off my podcast. I was the exact same way, but it comes easy with time. But I am ready to talk to SummerSlam, stuff like that. It should be a great show tonight.
Heck yeah. And then we have our awesome guest, Justin, Mr. Everyday Circle of Debate Redeemer himself. Justin, how are you feeling, man?
Dude, I am happy to be back here with you guys. Like, we already had this planned in advance, and I said, you know what? After SummerSlam, I'm coming back. I was here to do predictions, which is, I'm just happy to be back, as always. You know that.
Hell yeah, man. We're happy. I know I told you before the show, but we're happy to have you, man. It's always a pleasure having you on.
Oh, you guys.
So, we have an awesome show lined up. I was talking to Dylan, and I kind of wanted to do each match one at a time, talk about, our feelings of it, how we liked them, didn't like them, etc. And then after that, we'll do kind of a ranking 1 to 10 of night 1 and 2, which one we liked more, stuff like that. So let's get straight into it. Night 1, I believe I have them in order. Correct me if they're out of order, but I believe I do have them in the right order. So night 1, we kicked it off with Liv Morgan and Io Sky's match. Justin, how'd you feel about this one, man?
Honestly, these two women did an awesome job. Like, I have been kind of iffy when it comes to Liv Morgan. Like, I like her, but like, she's had moments that I listen to her and I go, oh God, no, stop. Just turn off the mic, make her stop, something. But like, I've always been a fan of Liv, so watching her go in there with Io, it's just, you have no doubts that these two are going to kill it, because Io Sky is fantastic when you watch her wrestle, and Liv, she's really damn good when she has to be. And just, these two have had matches before and they've done an awesome job together. But just overall, man, like, these two women just have like this crazy chemistry with each other. And that's the best thing when you can find your dance partner in the ring like that. With these two women, these two are like perfect dance partners. They really kill it with each other. And just honestly, I did not expect Liv to end up retaining this. I was shocked when she ended up retaining, because after that, basically before Monday Night Raw, who did we have? Really nobody to challenge Liv. But then when we got on Monday, when we got Stephanie coming back, we got Becky Lynch showing up, who's basically interjecting herself into the Women's World Championship scene, which is where she should be. Like, she already did that promo where she talked about how the IC title, I already made this. I don't need to really worry about that. I'm coming for the world title. I like that now we're starting to feel like we're picking up a little bit of pieces now and putting it back together for the women's division. So now Liv finally has some challengers. So overall, definitely was a shocker that Liv ended up retaining, but overall, these two had a great matchup.
No, for sure, man. Blaine, what about you? How do you feel about this match?
To be honest with you, out of the whole weekend, that's the only match I didn't see. I was having trouble signing into my ESPN app. I finally figured it out, but the match is over. But like Justin, I was shocked that that Liv won. I was really hoping Io was going to win because I think she's probably been the workhorse of the women's division on both brands for the last, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years or whatever it was. And I was hoping that she was gonna get it back, but also what he said, come Monday, now she got fresh blood. She got Becky interjecting herself in the match, which I kind of like it because I'm over Liv, and then now Stephanie's back, so it should be an interesting next couple months for sure on the Raw for the women's title.
Yeah, for sure. Just wanted to say hey to Jordan, Dylan, my fiance Taylor, Dylan's sister Ashley. I see Steven in the chat. Just want to say hi to everyone. No, I completely agree, and I agree with Dylan. I feel like the wrong person won. I love Io Sky. I really wanted to see her win this match. But to agree with both of y'all, I think it's awesome seeing like Stephanie coming in, Becky Lynch, like, now it made it feel alive for me, especially because having the title, she had it for like 200 days almost, or like she had it over 100 days with no defenses at all. Like, it just felt dead, and it was, I don't know, it was just very sad. I would have liked to have seen Io go on like a title run, see her defended and stuff, but I'm just glad with what they did Monday night, where it feels alive again. It feels like something is going to happen. So, but no, I mean, overall, I really did enjoy the match, watching them fight and stuff, but I was a little disappointed when Liv retained. And from what I remember, she did it basically clean too. Like, there wasn't much of her people interjecting themselves into the match and stuff. So I don't know. I would have liked to have seen it go a different way, but it was entertaining for sure.
The clean win was definitely the shocker part of it, especially like you had the interference earlier in the match, and we go, great. So this is probably going to set up the finish, isn't it? But no, the match kept going after that, which thank God. And honestly, like Liv winning clean was the biggest shocker of the entire thing.
Yeah, no, I agree for sure. I thought that either someone was going to come out to help Io or they were going to cost her the match and stuff, and it didn't happen either of those ways. So, okay, so our next match was the tag match between LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Royce Keys versus the Usos and Jacob Fatu. Justin, how did you feel about this match?
Honestly, enjoyed it so much more than I thought I was going to. Like, I go into this watching this kind of tag match and I go, great, Bloodline, and insert people who don't like the Bloodline right now. And we've had this whole moment of just Solo Sikoa going out on his own, and we're all going, oh no, does that mean he's going to start leading himself back to the family? We literally discussed that when we did predictions. Dude, Solo Sikoa needs to never turn heel ever again. Because, my God, he is the most entertaining babyface I have ever seen. This man, mid-match, just stops and does the run it back and starts yeeting. And I'm like, no, this can't even. Who is this? What is this guy? And then here he is.
Pew, pew.
Here he is doing the freaking the Jacob Fatu boogeyman dance. And I'm like, dude, no, Solo. Like, you're proving me wrong here. This man is not about to turn on his family. And literally, he stuck it through the whole time and just played the baby face. And I'm like, there's no way. At this point, Do not turn him heel ever again. Do not align him with that. Let him literally live up to what his name is, Solo. Let him go solo, do his thing. Just Royce Keys look good. Jacob Fatu, he is fantastic when it comes down to it. The Usos, one of the best tag teams you'll ever see. We get it. But overall, it was just basically sticking it to the bloodline, which is what it should have been. And the match just ended up so much better than what felt like it was going to be, because all we kept sensing was heel turn, heel turn, heel turn, and then all of a sudden it was just straight to the point, got to the end, and nothing bad happened, and it was just so entertaining to watch. And that was the best thing about it, was the fact that it ended up being entertaining with some good wrestling in there as well. So absolutely a shocker tag team match that ended up being well over expectations.
Hell yeah, for sure, man. Blaine, what about you, man? How did you enjoy this match?
At the beginning of the weekend, this was one of 2 or 3 matches I really didn't care for, and it was thoroughly enjoyable. I like it. I think this is a big pause moment, but Solo was rubbing off on me. I'm starting to like Solo.
Phrasing.
I'm starting to like I like him being by himself with this comedic.
He must be hitting a serviceless area.
Yeah, I think so. Dang.
All right, we'll just bounce to you then. While wait for him to come back.
Yeah, because I think he might disconnect, so we'll throw it back to Blaine when he gets back in, just to make sure. But also, De Niro, how's it going, man? Happy to see you here, Brother hanging Nero. Out. For me, honestly, I feel the same way as like what Blaine was saying. I wasn't like, I'm not a huge fan of the Usos, to be honest. I do kind of like Jacob Fatu, but I just wasn't super interested in this match. And then I saw it and I was like, holy shit, like this is actually an awesome match. I like LA Knight. I think he's cool. I'm starting to come around on Solo Sikoa too. I wasn't the biggest fan of him, and I still don't know a whole lot about Royce Keys, but overall, I had a lot of fun watching that match. I thought it was awesome. And to go off of what y'all all said about Solo Sikoa, I think it's great. Him like mocking them, and we all predicted, kind of like Dylan said, we all predicted that he was going to turn. I think everyone except myself predicted he was going to turn in this match, and then I predicted he would turn in the Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns match, and he didn't turn at all, which is awesome. Hopefully he'll stay a face and he'll keep doing cool things. But yeah, I love the match. And before we throw it to the next match, I want to throw it back to Blaine so he could finish saying what he was saying since he got disconnected.
Gotcha.
Let's see.
There he is.
Had to add him back to the stage.
Yeah,
so Blaine, we can hear you now. If you want to, we're throwing it back to you.
Yeah.
Pause. You ain't throwing nothing back to me. No, but I think the last thing I was talking about how when after the match Solo did the interview with Sam Roberts, I think it was, and he was talking about how he learned so much from those 2 years when he was quiet, being Roman's lackey, just soaking it up, everything up, and now everybody's starting to see the real him, that what he learned from Roman and Paul and his brothers. So I'm liking this new character, and I can't wait to see more.
Hell yeah. And really quick, I just have to say I did promise Ryan, Dylan's brother, that I would give him credit. He went against us all, and he actually picked 5 out of the 6 matches on night 1 correct.
Wow.
The only one he got wrong was he picked Brock Lesnar over Oba, which was silly of him. What a loser. Wow. But he got all the rest of them right, so I have to give him credit. I promised I'd give him credit, so good job, Ryan. I'm picking all of those correctly. Okay, so let's hit our third match. So we had Gunther versus Nick Aldis. Justin, I remember last week, all of our predictions. What did you think about this match?
My match of the night right here, 1000%. This is exactly what it needed to be. From the get-go, I did not expect Nick Aldis to win. I don't get the point of having Nick Aldis win. You don't really need Gunther to lose to Nick Aldis. Gunther is at a point where he needs to revitalize this career killer, character that he has right now. And because it's honestly taken a really bad decline right now going forward. But he feels like he's going to get it back if he's going in there against Nick Aldis and he gets the dub. But Nick Aldis basically, like, this, exactly what it needed to be was it needed to be an exhibition. For those people that have never gotten to witness Nick Aldis wrestle, it needed to be an exhibition. Let him just go out there, show you what he can do, get some really close moments where you think he's going to beat Gunther, but he's going to end up losing anyway. And that was like this was just straight up perfect. Like, this was the one matchup the entire weekend that at least the buildup had me excited for, because everything they were doing was just super exciting to watch. It was, when was all this going to get physical? Unfortunately, he did get physical, but it was on one of the countdown shows, and that's when they made this match official, which is the part just made me go, why? How come this couldn't be on television? How come we couldn't get Nick Aldis's first punch thrown at Gunther or any kind of thing like brawling with Gunther on television, which we did eventually get in a way, but technically they did the countdown show beforehand that basically gave that away. So you had to have watched that to have seen it. And I was disappointed that they didn't save that for television. But everything that they did here with this build up to this was great. And just this entire matchup just felt like exactly what it needed to be, an exhibition for everybody to get their first taste of Nick Aldis. The people who have seen Nick Aldis wrestle get to watch him wrestle. You have those moments in the matchup where you're watching him, like where he locks on the clover leaf. Is he going to get Gunther to tap out? Be a huge thing for Nick Aldis to get Gunther to tap out, of all things. But, man, he just looked, even though for 3 years out of the ring, he looked amazing. He looked spot on. He looked like, and I hope to God this is not the last time. I don't want this to be a one and done. I want to see Nick Aldis wrestle. I want to see him get like the Nigel McGuinness kind of treatment over in AEW, where he's mostly a commentator, but occasionally he gets in the ring and wrestles. Let that be a scenario where Nick Aldis has moments, like even if you have to build up some stories to get him to wrestle again, I just want him to wrestle. I don't want him to constantly be trapped as the GM when he can still go. I want to see him be able to have some stories told and wrestle again. But hands down, this was my match of the night. These two did a phenomenal job.
Hell yeah. And Dylan agrees with you. He said Nick Aldis had no ring rust in his opinion, which it was a really good match. Blaine, what did you think of Gunther and Nick Aldis, man?
I loved it. I was one of those that didn't know much about Nick Aldis. Like, I seen clips of him when he was in TNA with AJ Styles and all that. But my only gripe is he got blown up way too quick. But I get it. It come with not being in the ring for 3 years. You can't mimic that. But I love that. It gave us everything we wanted and some. He's in great shape. He still can go. He just got to get it better, ring shape, like I said. And in my opinion, I think he needs another finisher. That clover leaf is trash. For somebody like him, he needs something. I don't know what, but the clover leaf got to go. Yeah, but it was a great match all in all.
True. No, I'm in the same boat kind of as Blaine, although I didn't see any of his like TNA stuff or anything, but I knew basically nothing about Nick Aldis, and I thought it was a great match. Kind of like what Justin said, it was an exhibition. He got to show off some of his skills. He got to show off that he is a wrestler, but I don't think anyone really expected him to go in winning. It would have only done damage to Gunther, I think, if he had won. But it was just really cool getting to see him, getting to see like who this man is, because sometimes you see people behind the scenes who are in one of those like executive roles or whatever, and you don't know shit about him, and you're like, where did they get this guy? Like off the streets or whatever. So it was really cool getting to see him, and I loved the match. Although for me, everyone knows that I'm an Obafemi fan, so this was not my match of the night, but it was definitely way up there for like matches that I've seen even this year. I thought it was a great match.
Yeah.
So then
But do y'all think that Adam Pearce get a run like that now since Nick Aldis did it?
Unfortunately, no. I think Adam Pearce is just done with wrestling. Like, we've had multiple scenarios where Pearce should be wrestling. Come on. During the pandemic, I wanted him to wrestle Roman Reigns. They had that story built and ready to go, and I wanted to see Scrap Daddy get in the freaking ring. And this man was like, yeah, I could, but here's Kevin Owens. And I go, God damn it, bro. I don't want that. I wanted freaking Pearce.
I think I disagree. I think he's gonna get some type of one-off match. I think Aldis gonna get a couple more matches, but I think Pearce gonna get a one-off.
That'd be cool.
I hope, for God's sake.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, so our fourth match was the Bella Twins and Paige versus Fatal Influence. Justin, how do you feel?
Unfortunately, the weakest match on this freaking card here. I'm not a big Bella guy. I don't really like the Bellas that much.
Mhm.
Paige, I like her, but she just feels so weirdly interjected in this whole thing with the Bellas. Fatal Influence, they've had a rough first run so far on the main roster right now. They've had this win-loss streak where they're just winning a bunch of matches and then they're losing a bunch of matches. Basically 50-50 booking at its best. Good Lord, I hate that. And now they have the tag team titles, which they had to give them the tag team titles because you can't have them lose again to Brie and Paige when they had them. So it just came down to a scenario where you had to give them the tag team titles, but then you get this with Nikki coming back and just I was not intrigued. I was not interested in this whatsoever because strictly off just because of the Bellas. I'm not a big, like I said, I'm not a big Bella guy. They just don't do anything for me. And having them go in there with Fatal Influence, it just felt like, oh yeah, cool. The women of the past are in there with the women of the future. And that was like the attempt at trying to get some kind of intrigue out of this matchup, but it just didn't click at all. And the heel turn at the end, they just gave it away. They literally gave it away again in an instant second. As soon as the match ended, they just you could look at Nikki Bella blindfolded and literally could tell she was about to turn because she is, let me just put this in the, I guess, kind of nicest way ever. She's a god-awful actress. She can't act for shit. And the way that she tried to act like a fucking, like, I'm not going to stab her in the back. And just that, like painless look and expression she had on her face. Just like, oh my God, we know you're going to just stab her in the back. Just do it and get it over with. And it happened. Yeah. And I just go, okay, cool. Now we're doing this. Great. So overall, just not my favorite match of the night. It was just easily forgettable. It could have happened on SmackDown, for God's sake. It was just there.
Yeah, no, I think Dylan agrees with you with his Stevie Wonder conceding Nikki start 50 comments. I almost died when I read that the first time.
I just called to say I'm turning.
Yeah, right? Oh, geez. Blaine, what about you, man? What did you feel about this match?
That she can't act herself out of a wet paper bag. She fucking sucks.
Yes. Fucking yes.
She fucking sucks. Just now, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but Nikki got to be the only WWE superstar to have the most heel turns in one career, and everybody knows it's always the same exact fucking turn.
Yeah, every time. Every time. So far, it's been the just hit her in the back thing every time. It's the,
And
we lost? Fuck you.
And it's always the same scenario. She gets hurt or she gets off the show for a while. Mm-hmm. Somebody comes in, tag with her sister. They do good. They lose. She turns. I'm back. Like, we've seen that at least 4 or 5 times. Easy.
We're looking into the camera going, nobody's going to take my spot. And I'm like, but you're the one who brought her in.
Yeah.
You brought her in because you went down injured. So how the fuck does that make any sense?
Yeah, she said the exact same thing every time she turns. That's like, I'm glad John Cena didn't want to impregnate her dumb ass.
Jesus.
You can just about imagine them kids would be, I don't know. I don't want to talk about kids, but bruh, she sucks. But that was the worst match of the whole weekend by far. But all in all, I don't like either team. I like Paige because Paige came back. It was a good return for Paige, but Fatal Influence. What's the leader name? I forgot her name. That's how bad it is.
Jane.
She's fucking overrated, and I don't think she can wrestle. To be honest with you.
That's why the other two are the ones who always wrestle, and she just stands there and talks all the time.
Exactly. The tall one. I forgot her name. She's the most talented one out of the 3.
Fallon Henley.
Yeah, her. She can wrestle, but I just didn't have any interest in this match. That was my popcorn match, if you ask me.
Honestly, man, I agree. It was definitely the worst match of the entire weekend for me. I was not interested. Kind of like Justin said, I'm not really a Bella fan. I only knew Paige, like, before she came back. I only knew her because of a YouTube channel I used to watch. When one of the WWE games had come out, they had brought like actual wrestlers to come and play the game with them and stuff, and she was on it, so I knew her from that. But I mean, I'm pretty sure we all predicted Fatal Influence to win, but it was kind of like our throwaway match anyways. I don't remember any of us being excited for it, to be honest. So
hey, I got homework for you, Gary.
Okay.
Justin knows. Go look up Brad Maddox.
Oh dear God.
Okay. Hold on, let me
oh God.
Brad Maddox and Paige.
This is homework that I'm going to tell you good luck with.
Okay, I'll do that later.
OGK said, please don't. LOL.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Oh, man.
Also, I kind of agree with Steven. The match should have been, like, on SmackDown. I don't think it was a big, SummerSlam match. It didn't have that excitement like most of the other ones did. But yeah, let's go into match number 5 of the night, the
main
event. Sorry. Thank you, Justin. Yeah, my brain shut off while I was so we had CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship. Justin, what did you think of this match?
I have such mixed feelings about this matchup right now because this right here, going into it, has been basically thrown around by everybody as one of the biggest matches that WWE could have. And I understand that. It's CM Punk and Cody Rhodes. Like, their build to this this matchup to me really wasn't it overall, because here they are, they're all of a sudden on it. So far, it feels like every championship matchup built lately has just been I respect you. I respect you too. I can't wait to see you at SummerSlam for the WWE Championship. I can't wait to see you for the championship at this show. And I'm like, why is this the build? Why is the I respect you thing, but I'm coming for the WWE title? Why is this the build for every big championship match going forward? Even AEW's doing that right now with the whole Kenny thing. And now they're trying to manufacture some kind of tension between these two that basically just led to a brawl. during a live event and then another brawl later on. Like, bro, I'm not really intrigued by that kind of storytelling. That kind of storytelling is not it. These two have so much more intriguing pieces of story that they could tell and use to make this feel like bigger and even more interesting. And here they are just going with the I respect you, but let's just manufacture some hatred towards each other to make it feel like this big deal. And I just scratched my head going, oh God. But then when they got to this match, it was so slow. And for a long period of time, it was very slow, very methodical. I like that in parts of it, Cody was working the heel. And I'm like, that's the way we go. Because that is, if we're talking about Cody turning heel, you have to have him work the heel. And then all of a sudden at the end, you do the big heel turn.
Mm-hmm.
But then we got Randy Orton. And I'm going, all right, I get the point here. It's what happened after WrestleMania Night 1. I understand that. Orton coming out, he wants to get Cody. But technically, your whole build-up, Randy, was for the WWE Championship. You don't get the chance to get 15 if you don't face Cody. You have to go face Punk. But it doesn't make sense story-wise right now when you're coming back to handle Cody. But wouldn't you want that 15? But Cody doesn't have the championship. So technically, you went against everything that you basically had used as a big build going into WrestleMania about, I want to become 15-time champion and I'm going to beat Cody Rhodes. Even though we have history, I'm going to be the one to once again put down Cody Rhodes. And here we are with this just appearance, and then he just RKOs him and basically costs Cody the WWE championship. And I go, Randy, you're not like putting your focus on what you're actually supposed to be doing. It's supposed to be you wanting 15. Even though it is Cody, it makes sense for you to put the title back on Cody, even though that makes everything that led up to this point utterly pointless. Yeah. But like, if the point is you want Cody and you also want to become 15-time champion, wouldn't it just be easier to put the title back on Cody and then you go face Cody and then beat Cody to become champion for 15 times? It just came off so goofy. And the thing is, I wanted CM Punk to retain because I wanted the heel turn. And then I just felt like, in a way, looking at this whole scenario, they used Randy as a way to cop out of not turning Cody Rhodes heel. And that's the part to me that just frustrates me, because if you want fresh Cody Rhodes, a heel Cody Rhodes is the way to go. And they once again copped out of it and said, no, we're not doing that. We'll just bring in Randy. We'll play it safe again, have Punk retain, and then go from there. And I'm just going, no, this is not right there. Just, it disappointed me overall because, yes, was it a slow, methodical match for a long period of time? Yes. Did it pick up? Yes. But did the ending happen that just basically made it feel like this is not the way we should be going? 1000%. It did not feel like we needed to be going this route whatsoever. And I'm disappointed in the end of it, because these guys should have had an awesome matchup, and the buildup wasn't really that good so far. The match was kind of slow and just disappointing overall, with an ending that just felt very flat in a way. So I wish it was better.
No, I agree. Blaine, what about you, man? How did you feel about this match?
I didn't like it. So the build up to the match, I was not looking forward to the match. So I was hoping the match was going like, okay, never mind. It turned out to be a great match, but it was just too slow. It was too slow. I would just hurry up and turn Cody heel so everybody can cheer and be happy, because that's what everybody wants. They claim they do what's best for business, or they listen to the universe or whatever you call it, and they ain't listening to him at all.
Yeah.
And I wholeheartedly agree with Justin what he said about the rank thing. with the Randy thing. You made that whole build at WrestleMania pointless, and I don't get it. Especially, I didn't get it after what happens the next night at the beginning of the show. We'll get into that. Everybody knows what happened, but I don't know. It just, you wanted 15, but now Cody don't have the belt, so how you will get it now? I don't know. That whole storyline between them two confused the fuck out of me.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sorry. I agree with both of y'all. This is gonna sound weird probably to y'all, more like veteran fans of wrestling, but I was like, at first last week I predicted that Cody would win and then he would turn, which didn't make a lot of sense, but that was, it's just what I was thinking. And then I was like, well, everything y'all said made sense about him losing.
I actually think we all predicted that.
Yeah, and then so a couple people predicted that CM Punk would retain and then Cody would turn on him. Then I was like, when I saw Randy come out, I even had a thought where I was like, maybe this is it. Randy comes in, attacks him, costs him the match, and that pisses him off so bad that then he turns on CM Punk and still becomes heel at the end of that match, and it never happened. I mean, I thought the match was pretty cool. It wasn't Bella Twins and Paige versus Fatal Influence by any means, but it wasn't the best match of the night or the weekend either. And I feel like a lot of us are kind of disappointed that Cody didn't turn at the end of the match or during the match or whatever. He's not a heel, and it kind of just sucks. But overall, I didn't hate the match. I thought it was okay. So
I did. I hated that
shit. Blade's like, I hate it.
Well, I love the fact that Randy came back. He been going since WrestleMania, but
yeah,
I was thinking the other guy was gonna finish his storyline with Cody, but we didn't get that either.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we have the main event of night one. We have the Hell in a Cell match between Obafemi and Brock Lesnar. Justin, what's up with this match, man? How you feeling?
Okay, this is the one where it's going to have a lot of different angles to look at here. Leading into this matchup, there was so many scenarios that just frustrated the hell out of me. Was all the talk about having him win King of the Ring. Brock Lesnar was going to come over and screw him out of King of the Ring. And again, that just makes no sense, because genuinely, if that was going to happen, it would have made more sense if Oba had already gone up 2-0 against Brock Lesnar. If he'd won that second match and then Brock came out and screwed him over during King of the Ring, then everything would have made sense. But then they just basically went all the way through, gave him King of the Ring, gave him the championship opportunity, and then said, oh, but don't worry, we're at the point where there's a possibility that, he may have just given this championship opportunity up. And thank God that this has been clarified now, because if you check back on Monday, it has been determined from seemingly a lot of freaking perspective here. If you watch the show, he still has the championship opportunity. So thank God. I thought he gave it up. They literally had a point where they were saying that he gave it up for this match with Lesnar. And I'm going, no, that is frustrating if that's the case. But the fact is, he still has the championship opportunity. So that's a plus. But now just the buildup here, it was just weird in a way where it goes, okay, if Oba all of a sudden is constantly calling out Brock, even though he has a championship opportunity, the only thing you have to do is not call Brock Lesnar out. There's no point. If you, when Brock said 1-1 and we're done, why didn't you just leave it at that? You could have left it at that, went on and challenged for the world championship, possibly could have won the world title, and we could have gone from there. But now it's like you kind of make yourself look kind of dumb a little bit, Oba, by constantly calling Brock a coward and calling him a bitch and everything. It's like all you had to do was just hush and go after the championship. Literally nobody, he didn't show up for anything. Literally nothing. He didn't show up during King of the Ring. He didn't screw you over. He did nothing. There would have been no point for him to come over and screw you over whatsoever. So all you had to do was just keep quiet, but you kept running your mouth and you kept calling Brock back out. So then we had to have this rubber match. We get this rubber match, and I'm loving just the intensity and how it just feels, this super big blood feud. These two don't like each other. It came off like that every chance they had this match, the build up for this. And I'm going, okay, this should be freaking awesome. And when we got the announcement for Hell in a Cell, I got excited because it's Hell in a Cell. It's Brock Lesnar in possibly his last match at the time when we're all sitting there going, is this the retirement? And Oba's here. What a hell of a way to go out. Brock Lesnar loses in Hell in a Cell to Oba Femi. Let's do it. But then we got to the matchup. And immediately, this is the part that just kind of little ticks me off a little bit. Hell in a Cell, honestly, as the match stipulation, is kind of pointless. They didn't use Hell in a Cell for anything in this. They literally just wanted the aspect of seeing the two of them inside Hell in a Cell, and that was it. They didn't really use the Hell in a Cell to its fullest. They didn't really do much inside of it. This matchup could have literally been no holds barred because literally all they were doing was using weapons and beating the crap out of each other. They should have just done that and made it no holds barred instead of honestly wasting Hell in a Cell, because WWE for the longest period of time overused Hell in a Cell. For the longest time, they had a pay-per-view in October, specifically in October, called Hell in a Cell, where they actually used a Hell in a Cell for multiple different matches. And eventually just seeing it always every year in October as the Hell in a Cell match when we knew it was coming, it got watered down so much to the point where the concept of what Hell in a Cell is supposed to be is a feud ender. You're supposed to let these two guys go inside of this big giant cage, beat the hell out of each other. Sure, there's probably going to be buckets of blood from both sides, but they're going to go to war. It's basically, this is your way to solve your feuds. And then we do this, and after so many years of watering it down through Hell in a Cell and having that pay-per-view, it goes away. They bring it back. And then CM Punk and Drew McIntyre have one of the best Hell in a Cell matches that we've ever seen in a long time. After it being watered down for years, these guys feel like they revitalized it. They bring it back. They had a freaking bloody affair. They went to war with each other. They had one of the best feuds of the entire year. And it felt like Hell in a Cell was back to what it should be. And then this matchup happens, and I go, you wasted Hell in a Cell. You basically watered it back down again just to be like, at least we put them inside of the cage. The aspect and the view of looking at the two of them inside of Hell in a Cell was cool. They didn't really use the stipulation to its finest. And that's the part that just kind of disappoints me, because once again, it feels like Hell in a Cell is now watered down again because we didn't even use it. But at the end of it, I'm happy with the outcome we got. I love the Brock tribute to The Undertaker. That's a man that I know Brock has a massive amount of respect for, and vice versa. Taker has so much respect for that man as well. I love that. And then just basically the fact that Oba went over. It was the right decision in what a match that should have been leagues better, but the right outcome was done. And that massive, like, passing the torch moment of Brock giving him that freaking props. And I just love it because, like, if you look at that moment of Oba leaving the ring after Brock came back in, shook his hand, hugged him, and went to grab the microphone, and then Oba's leaving, it looked like he was like knew Lesnar was going to call it right there and say, I'm done right here. But Brock kind of stopped him, and he kind of, you could see it on his face, like he was shocked, like, what's he doing? Why is he bringing me back in here again? Oh, okay. But the fact that it was just him going in there to basically praise this man and say, This is the future. I'm the past. He's going to basically be the one to take charge and lead in WWE. And you know what? I fucking love Brock Lesnar. I gained so much respect for Brock Lesnar after that because I, over the years, have never really been the biggest Brock Lesnar fan. But after the ending there and him just endorsing Obafemi, I gained a massive amount of respect for that man. And the fact that it's over, he is retired now. It was announced. And the fact that he put over Obafemi and basically endorsed that man, everything from there is right. I'm just disappointed on how they handled this stipulation when it needed to continue to be revitalized.
Yeah, I mean, perfect explanation, honestly. Blaine, how do you feel about the Obafemi and Brock Lesnar match, man?
Man, it went just how everybody expected it to go. We all knew that Oba was gonna go on top, and this probably would have been Brock Lesnar's last match. So I wasn't a fan of the Hell in the Cell because, like just said, and everybody else, they didn't really use it. They only had maybe one or two spots with the cage, and after that, it would just beat each other up with stairs and other shit like that.
Yeah.
I love the tribute to the Undertaker, like you said, but I also think, hey, I know it's your boy, but I also think Oba botched that last spot.
Yeah.
I think he's supposed to powerbomb him on the wood, but he missed it. But other than that, it did his job. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen a Hell in a Cell match, so I don't have a lot to judge. I thought it was a good match overall between the two, and Blaine beat me to it. I was gonna bring up the fact that he did botch the power bomb onto the wood. You can even see if you go back and watch, you can see whenever Brock lands, he looks behind him at the wood and then looks at Oba and starts laughing. Because they all knew he missed the spot where he was supposed to land, but I think it was great, even with the botch, even with him missing the wood and stuff, which I'm sure Brock Lesnar probably appreciated that for sure, not getting slammed straight onto the wood. But overall, I mean, as an Obafemi fan, this was like the match that I looked the most forward to for night one, and I thought it was good. I really enjoyed it, and to piggyback off of what Justin said, to reiterate, I really loved the part where Brock called Oba back into the ring. I even told them, I was like, man, I wonder if they're gonna hug it out, and then Brock gives him the hug, and he's like, I'm the past, this is the future. It really feels like they are strapping the rocket to Oba and trying to make him a big star right now. Although I do agree with some of the comments about, I think Oba needs to cash in his win from King of the Ring and go after a title now. I don't think he needs to keep on these, which I know the thing with Brock is over and stuff, but he doesn't need to keep wasting time with things of the past and going extra matches with people just to keep a feud going. Like, he needs to go for gold right now. He needs to get a title on his waist, and he needs to defend it and have a good run with it, hopefully. I don't know, but I hope nothing but the best for him. I think it's awesome. I think Brock had an amazing career from what I know of it. I think he had a great career. I'm glad to see that he retired healthy, and now he can spend time with his family and all of that. I wish nothing but the best for him as well. But I overall really, really enjoyed the match. I think night one was really good overall, and that was my match of the night for sure. So then we have night two. We're gonna start it off with Finn Balor versus Sami Zayn for the #1 contendership match, and then we had a twist where we had Gunther added, and we had the return of Kevin Owens being added to the match also, which I had never seen Aldis wrestle night one, and I had never seen Kevin Owens wrestle. So that was something that was really awesome for me because that shout out to Dylan, the Ace of Elite, our main guy of the Core Four. He told me that Kevin Owens is his favorite wrestler ever, and it was awesome getting to see him come back. Justin, how did you feel about this crazy twist and this match overall, man?
So happy that Kevin Owens is back. And I just love the pure on shock of just, we didn't even expect this. Nothing. We thought we were just going to get Sami Zayn and Finn Balor. And then all of a sudden you get all this coming out and just announcing that Gunther comes out. And I'm going, what's the man giving Gunther an opportunity? I'm like, is he just happy that he got his ass beat by Gunther? That he just goes, you know what? For beating my ass, you get a championship opportunity. I'm like, all right, whatever floats your boat there, all this cool. But you know what? I ain't mad at Gunther getting in there. And then when he goes, there's another person in this, and I'm like, please be who I think it's gonna be, please. And that music hit, and I just lose my mind, dude. I was so happy to see that man back. It's been so long. That neck injury really sidelined him for so long. And man, it is just awesome to have Kevin Owens back. And to be honest with you, I was not mad at Kevin Owens getting the dub here because this man is now going to go on to basically, hopefully, and continue to feud with CM Punk because Kevin Owens and CM Punk have had this big rivalry in the past. So honestly, if this is another scenario, if you have like someone like Kevin Owens and CM Punk who just do not quote unquote like each other, if you can bring up their past and use that as a build for the feud going forward, I hope to God that this is going to be better. I hope this is going to be better than what it should be, because honestly, if this is really disappointing and it's just another like scenario where they're too afraid to dig deep and then actually like use something good to build a feud and make this exciting, then I'm going to be really disappointed because this was awesome. I listen, I know a lot of people are Finn Balor fans. I'm still having a hard time just immediately locking in that they're just going to all of a sudden invest in Finn Balor because he's out on his own now. That's so difficult. I thought this was more going to go to Sammy because he was going to do anything possible to get back in the opportunity to get that championship, and he didn't end up getting the dub. Gunther didn't. I was just glad Kevin Owens is back. And the fact that it's going to be him and CM Punk going forward, I hope it's going to be an awesome feud. I'm excited.
Hell yeah, man. Blaine, what did you think of the twist and the match overall, man?
I'm sad my boy Sammy didn't win, man. I'm sad.
Hold on. Let's see. Where is it?
You see, you can't even do it if you gotta look for
I will never get tired of that clip either.
Right?
No, I'm all seriousness. No, I'm happy. I'm happy KO came back. I'm happy he can finally wrestle again with that neck. I know it was severe. He said that Randy Orton introduced him to that doctor, and if Randy vouched for him, he said, "Well, fuck it, I'm gonna do it." So yeah, I like that he came back. The only thing I do not like, and like I said it earlier, when I seen him come back, I thought they should have interjected him back with Cody Rhodes to let him finish that storyline they had before he went down. That was pure cinema, because Triple H got into it. They started shoving each other. It got serious. I just don't. I don't like that. Okay, well, Sammy couldn't beat CM Punk, so let's try the next best thing. Let's try his best friend. See if his best friends can beat him. I don't know. That's my opinion on that.
That's fair, man. So when they like right before they started playing his music, when Nick Aldis said that there was a fourth person, I remember I was sitting in the recliner. I looked over at Dylan and he goes, like he face palmed and he goes, "Oh my God, is it?" And then the music started and he's like, oh my God, like he was freaking out. And I'm like, I don't know who this is. Like, what's going on? But
You're in for a treat, I tell you that.
You're going to love Kevin Owens more.
Yeah, it was overall very awesome. I thought it was an awesome match. I thought it was awesome getting to see Kevin Owens for the first time for me. And I am a fan now. I thought he did great. I want to see him do more. I'm glad that the neck injury didn't end his career, because I mean, that's a very dangerous thing, either it ends your career, it could cause paralysis. I mean, there's so many different outcomes. So I'm glad that he is able to return and that he is recovering or recovered. Overall, it was a really good match. I was not super interested when I thought it was just Finn Balor and Sami Zayn, although I am a Finn Balor fan as well. So I was like, I hope Balor takes the win and stuff. But the twist, in my opinion, was super awesome. Seeing Gunther and again, getting to see Kevin Owens for the first time. I definitely enjoyed this match a lot more than I thought I was going to.
I love Kayla popping in the chat and just goes, how come I come in and Redeemer's bashing Finn? I'm not bashing Finn. I'm just saying, I like Finn. I've been a freaking Balor fan for a while now. And like, it's so hard because they have basically kind of killed my belief in Finn Balor, being that how you basically didn't do a fucking thing with him. You basically haven't done anything with him. You stuck him in Judgment Day. Even in Judgment Day, he wasn't doing much. He was just kind of part of it. And then he's just been back and forth, went too many losses on this damn, that's why Pin Balor exists. Reason why we call him Pin Balor, because he eats a lot of fucking pinfalls, more than he should. But it's just like, he gets these random scenarios where he gets put in a world championship scene and everyone just goes, it's got to be Finn, got to be Finn, got to be Finn. It's so fucking difficult to believe that it's just going to be Finn Balor because this man has basically been run down by this company to like such low levels that it goes, it's kind of hard to believe that this man's going to get something like that.
True. Also, Kayla, thank you for stopping by. And Dylan, I'm glad that I can make you proud with the clip, man.
Clip is
okay. It is really good. Okay, so the second match of the night, we had Trick Williams versus Baron Corbin for the United States Championship. Let me change the banner. Hold on, guys. Sorry. Still getting used to this. It's on me. Justin, how did you feel about this match, man?
It was okay. Honestly, felt like it could have been a SmackDown match.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mad. I'm not disappointed overall. I think they did an okay job with this matchup. I'm just happy Corbin got the damn fucking skinned Muppet title away because honestly, I hate that thing. I know I get what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be like his pimp jacket, like his white one that he has, and now he's got a fuzzy title. The fact that they put a fucking fuzzy title on the store is just ridiculous, but that is something WWE would do. Thank God it's gone. I'm just happy Corbin really won this championship. And honestly, it's a scenario where it's his first matchup back. Are you really going to have him lose his first matchup back? Because that would be a really goofy move to be doing right there. But I never really was like super big on Corbin, but I became more and more of a fan of Corbin. I think he's awesome overall. And I'm just happy he's got the U.S. title. The Muppet title's gone. And honestly, Trick kind of needs this right now. I think it's time for him to start moving on to something different, advance himself more, get him maybe close to the WWE Championship, whatever you want to do with Trick. But I'm happy Corbin's got this. And Trick has now got some more, evolving to do for himself. So not bad.
Not bad. Blaine, how did you feel about the Trick Williams versus Baron Corbin match, man?
I called this since the first return. Put this title on him, long with him, see how far he can go. Trick didn't do nothing wrong. I think some superstars I guess they outshined that belt. I think he outshined the belt. I think it's time to go to the next best thing, which is the title picture. Even CM Punk in his post match interview or whatever, he even mentioned his name, talking about if you want some, he can come get some too. So I think he's going to be around that picture after KO or whoever fights CM Punk next. I like it though.
So I don't remember if it was during SummerSlam or if it was on like Raw after, but they did an interview with Corbin and he's like, yeah, it costs a lot of money for him to make this belt, but it's not my problem. I'm definitely going and changing it and all that. And honestly, I was laughing. I was like, man, this guy is just brutally honest. And I didn't even know, like last week when Justin, I believe it was, brought up the fact that he had a Muppet belt. I didn't even know what it looked like until I saw it at like SummerSlam or whatever during that interview. And I was like, oh God, that is awful. Like, what the fuck? So I'm definitely also glad that they took it off of Trick Williams. Corbin hopefully will have a good run with it and Trick Williams can focus on other things, because I feel like he's been caught up with a lot of just like stupid shit recently with like the whole Sami Zayn feud and
the gingerbread man. Oh God.
Yeah, like I haven't gotten to really see much of Trick Williams because all the things that he's been doing since I started watching has just been like little useless feuds that aren't anything. You know, they have like no weight to them. So I think you was brought to you by Miss Piggy.
I hope Kermit the Frog here, the United States champion.
Jesus. But to finish my spiel, I did enjoy the match more than I thought I was going to. Honestly, I thought it was pretty good, but it wasn't match of the night for me by any means. The next one, however, I am a huge Penta fan and I am a huge Chad Gable fan, so this match actually, to me was super awesome. Justin, how did you feel about the Penta and Chad Gable match for the Intercontinental Championship?
Great overall. I do wish they had gotten more time. The fact that these two literally feel like these guys are awesome in ring, because this is full circle. Penta's debut in WWE, his first matchup was against Chad Gable. So I like that this was like a full circle moment. You bring it back. Now it's after everything that Gable's done, being all the El Grande Americano stuff for the longest time, and then everything that this man has basically been given. And he just goes with it, makes it work. And then it's just impressive that this man is dedicated to the bullshit that they give him, because they have given him a lot of bullshit overall. And then they just go straight up, and finally, Gable had this big feud with Gunther for the IC title. And there was so many scenarios where they should have put that title on Chad Gable, and they did not do it because they were more focused on having Gunther hold that Intercontinental Championship, which is going to sound crazy when I tell you the number, 666 days. A little creepy overall that they had him hold that title for that long. But Gable should have won that title. Gable should have had that title beforehand. They didn't do it. They basically had him floating all over, doing all this crap that he's done, moved him over into the El Grande Americano character. He got hurt. The character went away. Kaiser took over the character. They came back with the OG Americano, did the mass versus mass match, easily still possibly match of the year. It's phenomenal. And then just you had to award Gable somehow. Like, he's literally in his home state right now. He is challenging for the Intercontinental title. He's basically done everything that this company has asked him for. And unfortunately, even though it's Penta, as much as I love Penta, this is a scenario where you got to capitalize on this. Award this man. This man does everything that you guys give him and makes it work as best as he can. And it either gets over or it doesn't. Award this man. And that's what you do. And then thank God they did it. Gable won the title. The only issue I had with it was I wish they had gotten more time. There's no reason why these two couldn't have gone at least another 5 or so minutes. It was crazy that they got such a short amount of time. But I'm just glad that they honestly took the time that they had and made it an awesome matchup. So, and congrats to Chad Gable. It's finally the right step to give Chad Gable that title. I wish that he didn't have the freaking root beer dog out there. There was no point in that whole thing. I don't know why he was out there. I wish he'd have suplexed the dog. That would have been great. Like, but I'm just glad Gable's got this title. Finally, it feels like he's been awarded for everything that he's done, and it's rightfully deserved for him.
I agree, man. Blaine, what about you? How did you feel about this match?
I loved it. That was easily probably the second best match for me all weekend. That's we always talk about how the Bloodline is a long-term storytelling. This was long-term storytelling. Like Justin said, Penta started his career in WWE against Chad. That really inspired him into this luchador kick he was on. Then he went under the mask. He did all that. He went to Mexico and come back to finish it in his home state against Penta. It's a full circle moment for him. I'm happy they did it.
Hell yeah. I mean, like I said before, I threw it over to Justin. I like both of these wrestlers a lot. I've liked Penta. I've liked Penta since like the first time I saw him wrestle, and Chad Gable, I've like, he's grown on me. I do like him. So I don't know all of like the past, everything that's happened, but overall, this for me was probably match of the night for night 2. I really loved it. I loved seeing everything, and I know Blaine disagrees with me, but honestly, I thought this match was great, and I'm glad that they gave it to Chad Gable. I'm ready to see him go for a good long run. But also, really quick, I just want to throw some props to Penta. He retained the title for 153 days, and he had a lot of defenses in there, which it seems like currently not a lot of the champions are having these, defenses and stuff. They're not fighting champions, as you'd say. So honestly, I have to give props to Penta. He was a fighting champion. He defended the title, I believe they said like 11 times or 10 times or something, and he held it for 153 days. So I'm really proud of what he did with it. It was a really good run, in my opinion.
He's just a great champion when he needs to.
I disagree with you on the match of the night, but everything else you said was spot on.
Well, I'm glad we can agree on something. Okay, so next we had the interim WWE Women's Championship ladder match, featuring Chelsea Green, Charlotte Flair, Jade Cargill, Tiffany Stratton, and Lash Legend. I don't think I've missed anyone, but maybe I did. I'm not sure. Justin, I know, thinking back to last week, all of our predictions and stuff, how did you feel about this match, man?
Dude, I'm going to be flat out honest with you. I am so happy with the outcome. I'm so happy with the outcome, to be honest with you. They really threw us for a loop here. This felt like, because of the story that Rhea Ripley has with Charlotte Flair, that was your easy setup going forward, was having her win the interim title. As much as I still hate the fact that there's an interim title, it's just not necessary. You could have literally just stripped Rhea of the championship, had somebody else win the title, and then when she comes back, she's the first one to get the title match. But no, WWE decides to do, for the first time ever, interim title. I don't like it, but you know what? It is what it is when it comes down to that. It felt like Charlotte immediately because, like I said, story-wise, it would all make sense when Rhea comes back. It builds up a lot of story tension for them when that matchup happens. Lash is just kind of in here because she's still kind of a fresh face. You put her in there, it makes it feel like she has the opportunity. Jade is in there because she's the former women's champion. So again, that makes sense that you're going to put her in there. She's had the whole thing with Charlotte. I don't like how they handled that whole getting them both in the matchup. They basically cost themselves the match. They basically made themselves look dumb by costing, like basically putting that other person in the matchup. Well, that was just goofy overall, but I get it. You want your kind of, yeah, you kind of want your first interaction between them two one-on-one in ring wise. You do it inside of a ladder match where there's other people. Eventually, we will get the singles match between them. That's fine. But they just it felt so weird because going into it, Chelsea felt like no chance whatsoever. It almost felt like this was the way you could have looked at it immediately. Was Chelsea was immediately because of thanks to fucking Michael Hayes, she has no chance. Michael Hayes will absolutely do everything under his power to keep her from winning any kind of championship. So she immediately gets checked out. Charlotte and Jade, they cancel each other out because they're feuding with each other. And then I look back at that and I go, why didn't I think about that? Because I didn't think about that immediately. I thought they would just go with Charlotte because story-wise. And then Lash is just in there to put a fresh face in there. And then Tiffany's there because it's her home state. Like, it's obvious. Even though she is the Women's United States champion, she's there because her home state. She's going to get a good reaction there. So you could kind of see why they put it in there, but they're not going to give her the championship because she is the Women's United States champion. And Lash is not going to win it yet because it's too soon for her, if you even thought of that. So it just felt obvious to Charlotte. But the fact that when you start thinking about that whole, they start canceling each other out with her and Jade, and that leaves Lash, Chelsea, and Tiffany. Now, you're not going to do Tiffany because of the United States Championship. So it basically leaves Chelsea and Lash. And I go, there's no fucking way they're going to give this title to Lash Legend. Because what would be the point of that going forward? I get it. Maybe it's two big powerhouse women in Rhea and Lash going at it, which would be pretty cool. But, like, that's not really the intriguing one. But then all of a sudden, Chelsea gets the freaking dub, and I'm losing my goddamn mind that Chelsea Green has finally won a fucking singles championship that's not the United States title. I lost my mind. Like, I'm still losing my mind. The fact that she did it finally. Like a literal giant fuck you to Michael Hayes. I hope to God that man was backstage crying his eyes out. And not the good kind of tears. Like, I'm so proud of her. I hope he's crying his eyes out to go, God damn it, they freaking did it. Why would you do this, guys? I want to be the guy to stand underneath him with a fucking cup and just catch all his tears and be like, oh, yeah, this is great. Absolutely great. Like, I am so happy for Chelsea. And to be brutally honest with everybody, I hope she beats Rhea. I want an actual Chelsea Green championship run with this title. There was a time before she was in WWE. Chelsea Green at one point was the best women's wrestler in the world. She was getting that thrown around. Like, she's actually an in-ring talent wise. She is phenomenal. She's a phenomenal in-ring talent, but she's just mostly been a comedy act. But it felt like when you can get the opportunity to feel like you can break her out of the comedy stuff and actually get her to wrestle, she's going to go. And honestly, I just kind of want something different. Rhea's been in this championship scene forever, and all these like usual faces are always in the championship scene. It's finally the time you can use this to finally push some new names. And I hope to God Chelsea beats Rhea somehow. Even no matter what freaking way it is, I hope to God she beats Rhea, so that way we can finally get some fresh faces actually leading this division. And then I just want to see Michael Hayes cry some more because that's hilarious to watch that man suffer right now. So overall, I am happy as hell Chelsea Green got the dub.
Hell yeah, man. Blaine, how do you feel about this ladder match for the interim championship?
Basically, I described it last week. I told everyone Charlotte and Jay was gonna cancel each other out. Lash is still too young, too green, so she's not ready for the title. Tiffany, she already got a belt, so I don't think they see her as a 2-belt champ like Becky, and it only leaves Chelsea like it was. So I'm happy. I kind of hope she get out of that comedic relief character or whatever. But she said it. Well, if I get on the screen for 2 minutes or 20 minutes, I'm going to do the best of my ability. I'm going to make him remember. And she said it. And if it makes her money, she's going to do it. So she's just a bright spot in the women's division. She grew on me a lot because at first I didn't really care for her, but I see the true value in her.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, I didn't know a lot about her, but obviously, you know, I was thinking Charlotte Flair was going to win. Kind of like Justin had said, it seemed like an obvious choice to, especially like a newcomer like me. It seemed like an obvious choice to put it on her right now and have her Rhea go at it. But overall, I thought it was super cool that Chelsea Green did win. That my biggest thing is I felt really bad because she said every time she's had a big major event, something has gone wrong beforehand, and all of her friends were not able to get there because of a strike in the flight company that they were using. Which Ryan looked at me and he's like, "Is that true?" My fiance lives in Canada, so I asked her, and it is true. It's a company called WestJet. They were having complete like flight shutdowns because all of the flight attendants were on strike. So that was not a bullshit story, by the way. That is true. And I felt really, really bad for her that none of her friends could be there. I believe she did have family there, so I mean that is cool, but to not have your support system there during something big like that, it's gotta suck, man. So I feel for her, but overall I am glad that she got that win. And I do agree with Justin. I do hope that she does beat Rhea and that she gets to have a run with the title. And that she can get out of that comedic relief area and actually, you know, be the star that she should be. So speaking of comedic relief, we're gonna go to the co-main event. What did you guys, or Justin, what did you think of the Danhausen Dominic Mysterio match? Pole match for human monies.
Let me tell you something, bro, okay? I can't even tell you how excited I was that there was a poll, bro. Vince Russo, shut the hell up. Honestly, this was way better than I thought it was going to be. I enjoyed the hell out of this as this was comic relief, basically. Like, it was basically all done for comedy, but it was honestly really enjoyable overall. They handled everything correctly with this, right? Having the Minihausen show up, JD McDonough getting involved, Joe Hendry getting involved. It's a matchup overall that I go, okay, I'm a little worried because we're at this point kind of shoving Danhausen down our throats here. Way too much Danhausen on these shows. You're going to absolutely just sour a lot of people on him. They're eventually going to start giving him some negative reactions if you keep doing it this way. But he got a hell of a friggin' reaction basically this whole night. Him and Dom, honestly, I'm just glad this feud is over. I hope this is it after this. No more of these guys feuding. It's time to move on from the Judgment Day and Danhausen. But like I said, it was comical. It was actually really good. And for the most part, as a match that I saw as like I said, comic relief and a matchup that didn't really feel like it needed to be on this show, the stuff they gave us was actually hilarious. So I'm not disappointed in what we got here. And I'll definitely actually trend towards a thumbs up on this. And that too, I remember seeing that the comedian Brad Williams was a Minihausen, and that is fucking hilarious that he was in there.
Yeah, I love him, by the way.
He's hilarious.
Blaine, what about you, man? How did you feel about the pole match for the human monies?
I fucking hated it. Two of the worst motherfuckers I hate in one match. Yeah, I was not into that match. I don't know, man. It's just I was not intrigued, so to speak.
I know you're not a Dominic Mysterio fan, but I didn't know you weren't a Danhausen fan.
Man,
I'm not gonna say I'm not a fan. I don't know. I just, it's Dom, I guess. I didn't like the match. They forcing him. They forcing him on us like how we used to say about Charlotte and Roman back in the day. They forcing him, they forcing Liv. It just, man, just let them go out organically, you know? Just let it have an organic build. I hate it.
Dylan said, "Get Dominic far away from this. Deserves so much better."
See, and I disagree with Dylan, honestly. I feel like anyone would be lucky to be in a match with Danhausen. And
Oh my
fuck
God.
Dominic Mysterio, so I hate
Oh
that
my
dude.
God.
But
He's
no.
my dog. Yeah, he's my dog.
but no, honestly, I thought the match was hilarious, and I loved it for what it was. Like, that's the thing, you know, you have all of night one was just like pure action, chaos, shit going on. Night two was a couple twists, a lot of action, and then this was like your breather match to just laugh and not take it so serious. You know, like you get a chance to just breathe before what was supposed to be the match of the night or the match of the weekend, which for a lot of people it probably was. Again, I know I'm in the minority. I did not think that this was the match of the night or the match of the weekend by any means. But hey, I'm a new fan. I'm doing my best. Don't at me.
Hey, there's nothing
But
wrong with it. Like I said, your perspective, being that you're a new fan, is just as important to a lot of people. So,
yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, the other thing is, you know, everyone has their opinion. Not everyone's gonna like the same things. I like Seth Rollins. I like Roman Reigns. I'm not a big fan of like their feud and kind of like what Dylan was saying last week. They kept like punching the Shield reruns down your throat and stuff. It got kind of old for me, and I didn't even watch back then, so I don't know a lot about it. Is I guess another issue why it didn't like sink in so much with me, but. No, I loved the comedic relief. I loved that it just gave us a chance to laugh. You know, the mini Housens came out. They started attacking JD. Joe Hendry came out. Everything you guys already said, I loved it, and it was a laugh. You know, I thought it was good. But yeah, let's buckle up, everyone. Gary's opinion overriding.
way to go, Bakley.
True. But no, honestly, guys, buckle in. We have the main event of night two. We have Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. Justin, how did you feel about this match for the heavyweight championship?
Okay, so I know from your perspective, you're all new, so you don't really have much of the Shield story that they've kind of told, that this basically has been around the entire time. This whole thing, for me as a person who's seen it from the time the Shield debuted to this time the Shield broke up to everybody in the Shield going their own, separate ways, to Bloodline, to the Rollins feud, it all makes sense, because it is, no matter what, since the Shield breakup to where we are now, Roman has never beaten Seth Rollins. And he's basically, ingrained that in there. He's always said to him, I have your number. I will always be on your ass and make sure that you can't beat me the entire time. And I love that. I don't hate that mentality of it. I just hate the fact that this just feels like nothing new. That's why I wasn't really big on this story from the get-go, because it's Roman and Rollins. We've seen these guys multiple times go at it. Do they always have great matches? Yes. These guys just basically have the greatest chemistry together, because not only were they part of one of the best trios in this entire company, they are easily, when they are one-on-one against each other, have some of the best chemistry against each other. Basically all the Shield members, when they face each other, have good chemistry against each other. So that's a good thing to have when you go into a match. But when you have to try to tell a story about it where it's Bloodline related, but it's also going backwards again to talk about Shield, it gets tiring after a while, because it's the same thing over and over again. We get it. Rollins put the chair in both their backs years ago and basically ended the Shield. And Roman has basically still never let it go since that day, even though technically at WrestleMania twice already he has gotten his revenge basically and put the chair in Rollins's back. So it makes sense that he should be finally moving on from the Shield stuff. But the fact that it's just we have to bring it up, we have to keep talking about it and using it as the fuel for a Rollins Reigns feud. Like I said, it just gets tiring. But overall, I will say this matchup was great. It was literally great because the storytelling, again, as much as I'm not really super excited to see any more, Shield stuff and any more Bloodline stuff, this is one match I will absolutely give a thumbs up because it felt like for one night, even though it was quote unquote tribal chief Roman Reigns, it felt like the Bloodline and the tribal chief stuff was not a part of this. It felt like going backwards and just involving the Shield stuff, which, take it or leave it, you can like it or you can dislike it, because if you've seen it, you know what it's like. You know what's basically gonna happen here. But these two, like I said, they have amazing chemistry together. Their matches are spectacular. And this one was just overall, honestly, fantastic. It to be expected. I expected them to have a fantastic match. It's just the storytelling wasn't really the stuff that was really going to drive me, because I know all of this stuff and we've basically fed off of this stuff for so long. It's kind of hard to stay emotionally invested in something that's been basically told for so many years. And it just feels like we'd never move on from it. But this right here now feels like the conclusion, the end of it. There's no more having to bring up the Shield. There's no more anything that has to be like, we have to bring it up. We have to use it. This felt like again, moving on. It felt like blocking out the Bloodline stuff, just focusing on the Shield stuff and basically putting an end to that finally. Because that ending sequence of them with the mask, the Shield mask, and putting it in the middle and doing the old Shield, taunt with the double fists in there, acting like Moxley was there, which is just freaking cool overall. That it was kind of a closing this book on the Shield and finally moving on from it, because it almost feels like Rollins has finally come to closure and finally been able to conquer his demons of turning his back on the Shield. Roman's finally beat Seth, so now he doesn't have to worry about being, oh, I can't beat you. He can beat him. Everything Shield worthy is now in the past. It is now book closed, and they did a phenomenal job with it. I will give them that. It's a storyline that wasn't the super biggest for a person who's seen it for so long, but when you watch it and you watch the perspective of that matchup and see what they did, you absolutely go, you nailed every aspect that you needed to in this matchup.
Hell yeah. Before we pass it to Blaine, Justin, if you want to just give me your rating of each night, 1 through 10, and then which night you preferred the most for the whole weekend.
Okay. Night 1, I gave it a 7.75 out of 10. It was just, I feel like they had a few slip-ups in certain aspects. Again, the women's matchup was not the one that was really necessary. But again, Solo was a perfect amount of comedy. The tag match was better than it absolutely was expected to be. The opening matchup, was great in-ring wise. Just was disappointing that Liv ended up retaining. Oba and Brock, matchup for me overall was a little underwhelming, but the outcome was perfect that you needed to, and the praise was just there. The passing the torch moment. They just had a bunch of moments that just felt like a little bit of slip up, but they definitely nailed it, like in ring wise and in a bunch of different other aspects. So I definitely gave it like close to an 8, but they just didn't push it to there. Night 2 to me was just massive. Like they did such a great job, and it again, there was few things, a little slip up. Again, the story with the main event wasn't like the greatest thing that got me intrigued, but I think watching the matchup and using the story elements to it is what really made it great. I think it's probably going to end up being, to a lot of people, the match of the entire weekend because it was spectacular for what they did. But just I gave it like an 8.5 because it was such a more strong night. And I think the outcomes of what they did on that night were correct. They were done right. And there was a lot of shockers. We had a lot of surprises, especially with KO coming back, Chelsea getting the win when nobody expected Chelsea, just Gable winning the title, which was absolutely necessary. They did a lot of correct decisions in there. They just did a few things that just missed out on making it a perfect night. But it just felt like finally, we said this on the end of the watch long. It felt like they finally did a 2-night show really well because both aspects of both nights got really strong ratings from us over on COD. And we were so happy that it felt like finally a 2-night event finally got a big thumbs up to a bunch of people.
Oh yeah. Okay, and I'm sorry. And which night did you prefer more out of the two?
Night two.
What was your favorite? Okay,
night two, honestly, because it was so much stronger to me because of the outcomes and what they did on that night. And then plus we had surprises. I was just glad we had some surprises and some returns when we needed it big time. And it's just some of the matches did more delivering than fully expected, especially the Danhausen and Dominic Mysterio stuff. Wasn't really big on that stuff the entire time, but they gave in there. They freaking made you laugh with some comedy ass spots, had the mini Housens involved. Joe Hendry got involved. Hell, why not for one night just say, screw a story. Let's just laugh our asses off.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Blaine, how did you feel about the main event of night 2 between Rollins and Reigns?
Match of the night. Match of the weekend, in my opinion. That I'm happy that they finally put an end to the Shield story. It took way longer than we all expected, but we finally got to the end. I like it, and I like it that it was a clean win. That the only thing they used was the 2 tables, but I'm like it. I like it was a clean win that they both got their rocks off, so to speak.
Was I the only one who that night for that main event was a little pissed off because they made the referee look fucking stupid?
Oh, hell no. That motherfucker bounced in that ring like he was a bunny rabbit when he hit that spear.
No, I mean, like, was I the only one who was, like, really pissed off watching the fact that those guys brawled in the crowd for at least, like, 20 minutes and the referee didn't count a single damn thing until they got back at ringside? I felt like, I'm like, this referee is either being way too lenient or he's just dumb. And I'm like, I hate when they make the referees look dumb. But the
announcers did say that, though. One of the announcers did say that he was being like more lenient because of like the stakes of the match and stuff. So I guess
kept
that's
watching that and I'm
why.
like, oh God, I get like you're trying to be the guy that's going to be like, there's no way in hell you're going to have this match end in a count out. Because you imagine this main event ending in a count out. But I'm watching this going, the ref is like literally standing in the ring watching them. We're all in the crowd for like 15 minutes. And I bet you he's standing in the ring going, come on, guys, get back to the ring. Get back to the ring. Like, why? Start counting. Make them come back. Do something. Like, it looks goofy.
Yeah, I feel like it was probably a lose-lose either way. You either look dumb or it ends in a count out and everyone hates you anyways. So, but Blaine, back to you, man. I'm sorry.
No, you good. And my last thing on this, fuck Red Rooster. Terry Taylor don't know shit about the business. He don't know shit about wrestling. But it was a great match, man. I like I said, I'm glad that chapter is finally closed. Now they can go on to other stuff. I don't know what Roman can go on to but he can go on to the next chapter, I guess.
Oh yeah. Blaine, what's your rankings for night 1 and 2, and which one do you like more?
Well, off the bat, I like night 2 way better. I like night 2 soon as KO's music hit. That was, I think I texted in the group chat night 2 was better already. It just started. But ratings or whatever, I give night 1 a 7 even, and I give night 2 8.5.
Okay. Did you say your rating for night 1? I was reading something and I
7.
Yeah, he said 7.
A 7. Gotcha.
7.
7 flat.
Perfect. Okay. Well, I agree with a lot of the things y'all said. I mean, I thought the match was fantastic. I really loved watching them brawl. I was the one that was like, I think this is where Solo comes back and rejoins the Bloodline and costs Seth the match. And to be 100% honest with you guys, I'm glad that did not happen. I'm glad I was wrong.
With you.
I want Solo to stay a face. He's doing good and hilarious things. He's like the Danhausen, but he can also wrestle, like he's really good. So I want him to stay a face, just like everything you guys said. I do think it's crazy that Roman won clean, but I think it's good for his story arc that he finally did get the one up on Seth. And, like I said, I don't know a lot of the Shield backstory and stuff like you guys do, but I think that it's awesome that they were able to put it to rest. Honestly, I think that's good. Justin, like you said, he was able to beat his demons. Seth he was able to conquer that, and overall, I thought it was a good match. And for my rankings, although it might be a surprise, I'm gonna say that night 2 was also my favorite. I was really disappointed that Io Sky lost. Obafemi, I'm a huge fan, so that was like the redeeming factor for night 1 for me. But overall, it had 2 matches that we could not have given less of a shit about. And it had Io Sky losing. So I'm going to agree with Blaine. I think it was around like the 7.5 area for me. So like right between you guys. I'll go 7.5. And for night 2, I got to see Kevin Owens for the first time. We had a lot of surprises with him coming back, with Gunther being added to the match as well, with Chelsea Green winning, like you said, Justin. I mean, overall, it was just a way better night. And on top of that, we got Danhausen being a jokester and just a hilarious match with a lot of laughs. I think that was my night as well. My pick was night 2, and I'm going to give that one. I'm going to give night 1 a 7.5, and I'm going to give night 2 an 8.5. It also had Chad Gable winning, and I loved the match between Chad Gable and Penta. So overall, I feel pretty confident. I feel good about that. So that's where I'm at. So
Wow.
We had a pretty long show tonight, but Justin, where can we find you, man? What's your social medias? And if you don't mind, plug in Circle of Debate as well. Where can we find you?
I appreciate you guys having me back on here again. Like I said, I'm glad we freaking did this in advance and like we're able to just make this happen like a week before after we did the predictions, and then we got to come back here and talk about it because it's definitely worth talking about. The show was great. So, and you guys, phenomenal job, Gary, doing your own hosting tonight. I gotta say that this was awesome.
Thank you.
But if y'all want to find me, it's on X at JustinTime211, on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook at JC from NY211. If you want to find me, though, most of the time, though, basically when I say most of the time, I mean most of the time, it's over on Circle of Debate. Find
All
Circle
the
of Debate
time.
on YouTube. I'm there most, like, basically 4
All
out
the
of 5. Like, basically, except for tonight. I won't be there tonight. So, unfortunately, because TNA, they just couldn't keep my interest, unfortunately. But any other time, you will see me over there on Circle of Debate, whether it's Monday night for Raw, Tuesday for NXT, Wednesday for Dynamite, Friday for SmackDown, Saturdays and Sundays for pay-per-views, and anything else we got going over there. So make sure you subscribe. Of course, tune in with the watch-alongs we got going on over there, and anything else, even for the flagship show. All Elite Dirt Sheet is back over there now on the channel. We got the DeLorean over there. Shouts to Brother Nero for that one, which will be back tomorrow. So we got a lot of stuff over there. So make sure you do not miss it.
Hell yeah. Blaine, Mr. Rockhard, where can we find you, sir?
Oh man, you did so great tonight until that fuck up right there.
You want me to go to sleep?
Yeah, we missed the video at the beginning, so I had to do it.
No, it's all good. Now catch me on Facebook, Blaine Arsenal, and X at hold on, B_Arsenal_. I have to look at the ticker at the bottom. I be forgetting, man.
Yeah, and I'm Gary. You can find me on Facebook, Gary Fontenot, or on X at Gary_Fontenot04. Also, if you look down at the ticker, you can see Dylan and Jordan's. Dylan told me I didn't have to plug them, but I wanted to give them a shout out. They are here most of the time, and they were the main two of the streams. So I have to do my due diligence and shout them out. They are the ones who kept this going. If it weren't for them, me and Blaine wouldn't be here.
You right about that?
Yeah. So the Twitter for the podcast is at World Elite Pod. Same on Instagram. All of our sponsors, affiliates, the merchandise, everything will be in the even the intro song. It'll all be in the description of the video on YouTube. Again,
sub to the channel, y'all.
Yes, sub, please. And Justin, thank you again, man. We love having you. I know it's not only coming from me, it's coming from all of us. We love having you. Thank you so much for being here. And
I appreciate y'all.
Thank you for helping me being here and helping me with hosting and stuff. I appreciate you being here, man.
Dude, you did a phenomenal job tonight, legit.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you did.
Thanks, Blaine. I appreciate that, man. All right, guys. Well, thank you all for this long night, and I hope you guys all have a great rest of your wrestling week. We'll see y'all next time, and the core 4 will be together again next week.
Let's go.
All right. Good night, guys.
From the south where the strong ones shine, we build this talk one beat at a time. The Ace, Jordan, Blaine, and Gary on cue. If you want the real, then we got you. World Elite Podcast. Say the name, World Elite Podcast. We bring the noise, we bring the game. World Elite Podcast.